남자친구와 남자친구 부모님하고 함께 보냈어요.
Okay, so let's repeat everything together. If you want to practice and repeat with me at the same time, you can do so. I will repeat it one time faster and then one time slower, okay? 올해 크리스마스는 남자친구와 남자친구 부모님하고 함께 보냈어요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 올해 크리스마스는 남자친구와 남자친구 부모님하고 함께 보냈어요. Okay, so let's translate everything together. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you. So here we have ahore, which is actually this year. So we have seen it previously a couple of times in my Korean study live streams, and basically it is the only word that doesn't have nyeon in it but means year. So if you didn't know about that one, if you want to say this year, okay, it is not inyeon, it is ore. Okay, so this is this year. If you didn't know about that, please write it down, as this will be a word that will be very, very useful for you guys. And then after that, we have 크리스마스는. So we know that it is actually the Konglish word of Christmas. And then after that, just right here, we have 남자친구. So you guys are probably aware what 남자친구 is, but comment down below if you guys remember the meaning of 남자친구. Good morning Tiff, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? Sorry about that. For some reasons I don't know how to speak today, so let's see how it goes. But do you guys remember what 남자친구 would mean? Comment down below if you remember the meaning of this word. So what does 남자친구 mean? Comment down below. I will leave you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. So what is 남자친구? I'm good. Did you have a good weekend? Yes, I did. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you had a great weekend as well. So yes, I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct, right? 남자친구 would mean boyfriend. Just like I mentioned previously, right? Christmas time, normally you spend it with either boyfriend, girlfriend, or friends. We have 화. 화 is a particle that means either with or and. In this context, it is more like and, but something that you need to remember, 화 is mostly used in informal settings. Yes, sorry, I got confused with ran. But in formal settings, and most of the time, 화, you will only see it written. So it is very, very rare that you will see, oh my god, sorry about that. The screen is kind of like not straight. Anyways. Is it better? I don't know. So yes, as I was saying, 화 is something that is mostly seen written form, so you will never or almost never hear anyone use this particle when they speak out loud. So for example, you would use more something like 랑 if you are speaking in Korean and you want to say and or with. So here it would be this year, Christmas, okay, this year's Christmas, boyfriend, and let's go to the next part of the sentence. Also, thank you so much guys for joining. I hope you have been having a great day so far. So once again, we have 남자친구, boyfriend. However, here we have 부모님. So the 남자친구 part plays more role in an adjective form than a noun here, which would be associated with this noun, which is 부모님. Do you guys remember what 부모님 would mean? So we have seen it a couple of times before in my Korean study live stream. So what does 부모님 would mean? Comment down below if you know the answer, or if you want to try and guess the meaning of this word as well. This works. So what does 부모님 would mean? I will give you a few more seconds to comment down below the answer. Thank you so much for the like as well. Thank you. So what does 부모님 would mean? Comment down below. I will be drinking a little bit of water, and then after that I will give you guys the answer. So yes, Tiff actually got it correctly. So here, 부모님 would mean parents. Okay, so someone's parents, which would be the boyfriend's parents. Okay, so here it is together. It's not boyfriend and parents. Okay, it is her boyfriend's parents. After that, we have hako. Hako is a particle that means and or with, depending on the context, right, of the sentence. Something that you need to remember, as I will keep saying it again and again and again if I need to. But hako is only used with nouns, so you cannot use it with any other type of words. So if you want to use it with any other type of words, you need to use other versions like hwa, kwa, rang, ko, or all those particles that also mean and. Kiriko also if it is starting the sentence. Okay, so hako only used with nouns, which in this case would be parents. We have hamke. Do you guys remember what hamke would mean? So I think we have seen it a couple of times only. Thank you so much for the follow. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here as I go live 4 times a week where I study Korean together just like today. Hi Sutan, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? So what does hamke would mean? Comment down below if you know the meaning of that word. Even if you don't know, you can still try and guess the meaning of that word as well. If you think of the context of the sentence, what could hamke mean? I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. So what does hamke would mean? I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct. Once again, hamke would mean together. So often when you are implying multiple people in a sentence, you will often see the word hamke after that. We know that, of course, it means together. Of course, right? If we are talking then with more than one person, it might be together. But Korean people really like to specify, sometimes a little bit complicated, right? But here, together. And 보냈어요. We have seen it a lot last week. And also, if you were there last Sunday in my Korean study live streams, we played some card games. And this verb was actually in it. So, 보냈어요 is from the verb 보내다. Do you guys remember the meaning of that verb? What does that mean? Thank you so much for the rose, princess. Thank you. What is the difference between 함께 and 같이? So from my own experience, thank you so much for the cream cone, princess. Thank you. You're the best. So 함께, if I'm not mistaken, is a more formal form to say together. Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure that, 함께 is a more formal, and especially since we have hwa, kwa here that is more formal in written form, that would make sense as well why she used 함께. So yes, normally you would either see 함께 or 같이, right? Depending. So let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure that, one is more formal than the other one. Okay. Oops, let me just check really quick. 잠시만요. Okay, let me show it to you guys. We will see. They're absolutely the same with this kind of meaning. They are the same. 같이. Let's see. There's with. Thank you so much. The same, but 같이 is more used. Okay, yeah, they say it is the same. 같이 is more used, but I feel like 함께 is slightly more formal than 같이. But okay. Here we have the answer. Just right here. 잠시만요. If my computer wants to work out. So it is used on people we knew for a moment or like not close friends. Yes, I guess like 함께 would be a better way for like people you are not really close friends with. But here, someone said that 같이 is mostly more common, but 함께 is more local term. 함께 means together, potentially at the same time. Young people don't say. Okay. Okay, now we got it. So the answer is that it is the same, okay? However, 같이 is said when you are speaking, and 함께 is more as a written form. So it is slightly more formal and written form, so you will not really hear it out loud. Just like the kwa, right? I said that it means with an N, but it is more used in written form, so you will almost never hear it in spoken form. So I guess 함께 is the same principle. So it is slightly more formal and also not really used in spoken form. So it's mostly used in written form. I finally joined. Am I really late? No, thank you so much for being here, Kita. I hope you are doing well. We barely started like 15 minutes ago, so you are still good. Okay, so now we know better, right, that 함께 is written form only, and 같이 would be more like when you are saying out loud, spoken form. In written form as well, but I feel like in written form it would be a little bit more casual than 함께. And then we have 보내서요. Let's go with that, right? Do you guys remember the verb 보내다? What that mean? Is it true that you can say 남친 instead of 남자친구? Yes, exactly. So, because Korean people really like to shorten words, so they will say 남친 for 남자친구, especially in spoken form or when they are texting to each other. Nice to meet you? Not exactly. It would be 만나서 반가워요. Yes, that would be correct. So technically, there are two different. I don't know why so many comments are getting filtered. Sorry about that. Let me just accept them. But there is technically two different translations to that verb. First of all, double here, so it is in the past tense. The first translation to this word would be to send. So if you are send. So if you are call, so I don't know if it stopped the live for a second. I just skip it. Anyways, so as I was saying, because I don't know if you guys heard since I got the call at the same time I was explaining, but it can either mean to send, so whenever you are sending messages to someone, okay, or even sending some things. And then we also have, in this context, it is more like spending time. Oh, thank you so much. I love studying Korean with you, and I really see the progress. Oh, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that you enjoyed those Korean study live streams. Thank you so much for joining. Really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the like, 여러분. Thank you. So yes, here it is more like spending time. So now let's translate the whole sentence as we have it behind of each word. So this year's Christmas, okay, together with her boyfriend, with boyfriend, okay. Here it would mean more and, with boyfriend, and boyfriend's parents spent. So they spent the Christmas time this year with her boyfriend and her parents' boyfriend, basically. That would be how this would be translated. Thank you so much for the heart, Mio. Thank you. Okay, so yes, what is the YouTube channel name? It is called 채수수. So you can check it out. Let me just go with them. So it is 채수수 like this if you are interested to go watch it after now. So yes, it's basically saying that this year, okay, she spent for Christmas time with her boyfriend and her boyfriend's parents together. That would be the translation to the sentence. If you have any questions about any word or anything that you are not sure to understand in this sentence, please feel free to comment down below and I will answer. But for now, let's continue with the next sentence.
프랑스에서는 크리스마스에 선물을 줘요. 그래서 저도 선물을 준비했어요.
Okay, so let's repeat those two sentences together. I will repeat it a little bit faster first and slower after that. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me as I go live 4 times a week. We're studying Korean together just like today. So we see each other very, very often. Okay, so let me repeat that sentence a little bit faster. And if you want to practice with me after that, I will do it a little bit slower after that. 프랑스에는 크리스마스에 선물을 줘요. 좋아요. Sorry. 그래서 저도 선물을 준비했어요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 프랑스에서는 크리스마스에 선물을 줘요. 그래서 저도 선물을 준비했어요. Okay, so let's translate everything together. We have 프랑스에서는. So you guys probably already know what 프랑스 is, but can you let me know with the particles, what does that mean? Comment down below. If you know with the 에서는 particle, what could that mean? What is 프랑스에서는? Comment down below if you know the meaning of that word or you want to try and guess the meaning of that word as well. So what is 프랑스에서는? Comment down below. I will be drinking a little bit of water and then after that I will let you guys know the answer. So what could that mean? I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. So Plenty XO actually got it correctly in French as a topic. Yeah, that would be correct. So 프랑스, we know that it is something French, which in this context would be the country itself. 에서 particle is a location or time particle, so that is why we know that 프랑스 would actually be the country. However, something that you need to remember that is very, very important for the 에서 particle. Thank you so much for the heart me, princess. So many people with the 스파클링 친구 today title. That is amazing. Also, if you guys want the 스파클링 친구 title just like this, you can actually go in the gifts and you can send for free 1 heart me per day to any creators. So if you want the 스파클링 친구 title, that is how you do it if you guys are interested to get it next to your name as well. It is free for everyone. Okay. So as I was mentioning, 에서 particle is actually only associated with actions, okay? So what is the actions? This will be this that is happening inside the location or at the location, right? Because if it is outside, it cannot be inside the location. But you guys know what I mean. So in France, that would be how we would translate this part. We have the 는 particle, so we know that it is a topic particle. Let's jump to the next one. We have 크리스마스. So Christmas is the Konglish word for Christmas, right? A particle, location or time. However, in this context, it is associated with time because Christmas is a time of the year and not a location. So it can be at Christmas. 선물을. So do you guys know what 선물 is? Comment down below if you know what 선물 would be. What is 선물? Comment down below if you guys know the answer. Also, if you understand a little bit the context of the sentence, you might know what this is, right? What this actually means. So comment down below. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. So I will let you guys know in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct. This is a gift. We have the 을 particle, so this is object particle because the verb right here, 줬다, which is 줘요, the verb to give cannot stand on its own. So that is why we have the 을 particle. If you do not understand what that means, basically this verb cannot act on its own. So you cannot just say, oh, I gave. So the other person will be like, okay, but what did you give? Okay, so the what did you give would be 선물, which is a gift. That is why we put the 을 particle, which is a object particle. Sorry, did I say topic earlier? I wanted to say object particle, which means that it is a noun that is related to the verb because the verb 줬다, to give, cannot be just on its own. It needs a noun to complete it. I like a Christmas gift from France. It's not too alike, but that is close, okay? So it would be in France at Christmas, okay? They give gifts. Wrong. It is close though. It is very close because here 줘요 is the verb 주다, to give. So giving gifts. That would be how we would translate this part. So in France at Christmas, they give gifts. Because we saw last week, if you were here, that actually In Korea, they don't really give each other's gift unless they are kids. But when you grow up as a kid, after that, they don't really give gifts. But in France, they still do. So that would be why she is saying that sentence. So in France, at Christmas, presents or gift, give. That would be how this would be translated. Sorry about that. And then we have this sentence just right here. So let's go with that one. If you have any questions about that one, okay, feel free to comment down below. But let's jump to that one. Let me repeat it one more time. 그래서 저 또 선물을 준비했어요. 그래서 I will ask you once again because I love to ask you this word. What does 그래서 mean? This is a word that, especially if you have been in my Korean study live streams previously, you will definitely know what that means because we literally see it every Korean study live streams. What does 그래서 would mean? Comment down below if you know the answer. So this is a word that if you are not familiar with, I really, really recommend writing it down because this is a very, very common connective word. What are connective words? So most words starting in 그 in Korean are connective words. So they either connect two sentences together, okay, just like here, or sometimes they can also connect two parts of one sentence together. So here in this context, it is actually connecting those two sentences together. Hi, Angela. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the share and the like. So you guys are actually correct. There is technically 3 translations to 그래서. First one, so. Very easy, right? A lot of people remember it because it is ending with 그래서. So, 서 is very, very similar to so in English. So that is why a lot of people remember so first. 그래서, so, or it can also mean therefore or in other words. So it can be those 3 translations. So, therefore, or in other words. I'm good. Thank you so much. Hope you are too. I'm in work but able to still listen in. Oh, thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that you are having a great day. And good luck at work. You got this. Thank you so much for joining even though you are busy. So yes, 그래서, so therefore another word. We have 저도 here. This is very interesting, right? Also, I want to mention because in Korean sentences, right, it is always subject, object, verb. As you guys know, basic Korean sentence structure. However, as you see, the subject is here. It is not first. So technically, if you have a connective word, obviously, the connective word is always first, subject second, object third, and verb last. So you need to remember that if there is a connective word, it is before the subject. So remember that one. I might do a video about it that I will publish next week because I think you guys really enjoyed the ones I made about adjectives and preposition. If you didn't watch it, I really suggest you go watch it because, you know, this makes things so much easier. Anyways, so yes, here 저도, 저 is from 저는, me, I, myself, which is a formal way. You need to remember that if you are using 저는, you always need to end the sentence in formalities, okay? So 요입니다, 합니다, 씁니다. If you are using 나는, you cannot end the sentence in formalities. You need to end in casualities. So you cannot say 요입니다, 합니다, 씁니다. Me too? You too? What do you mean by that? I think I missed some things. Okay, so here, right? Me, I, myself. We have the to particle. Do you guys remember what that means when you add the to particle to another word? It can be added to a subject, like in this case, it will be added to a subject. It can be added to a noun, adjective, basically anything besides a verb. So comment down below if you guys know what to particle would actually add to the subject me. Just right here. Comment down below. I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment the answer. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me as I go live 4 times a week. We're study Korean together, so you know, we see each other very often each week, and we get to study Korean together, which is even more amazing. So comment down below, what does the to particle add to to, which is me? Comment down below. I will be drinking a little bit of water. Then after that, I will give you guys the answer. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So you guys are actually correct. The do particle makes it either to, also, or as well. So I too, I also, I as well. That is how you can translate that part. Something you need to remember always is that the do particle is always glued to another word. So please do not put a space in front of it. A lot of people get confused with the do with a double, right? Right here, which would be a different word, okay? This means to, also, okay? As well. But it is different from to with the double D, okay? Which this one is alone, it is not glued to another word, but this do like this is always glued to another word. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. And we have 선물을. So you guys know, we saw it previously. It either means gifts or presents, okay? 선물. I know someone was asking last week if it was related to water, right? Since there is the 물. But here, 선물 doesn't have anything related to water. So it is a gift or a present. Once again, we have the 을 particle, which is object particle, because of this verb right here, which is 준비했어요, which is from the verb 준비하다, to prepare. Double shiat under here, so we know it is in the past tense. So why is there the 을 after 선물 again? So I also prepared presents. Yes, that would actually be correct. So because here the verb 준비하다, to prepare, cannot stand on its own. Okay, so you cannot just say, I prepared. The other person will be like, but what did you prepare? Which would be here, 선물. So that is why it is an object, because this verb cannot stand on its own. So it needs a noun to complete it. So that is why it has the 을, so that we know that it is actually related to the verb right here. So it will mean so, therefore, in other words, I also prepared gift. So that would be how this would be conjugated. So, therefore, in other words, I also gifts prepared. So that would be how it would be translated. So we will be jumping to the next sentences. However, if you have any questions about anything in those two sentences that you are not sure to understand, please feel free to comment down below and I will answer as soon as I can. So for now, let's continue with the next sentence.
저는 어떤 선물이 좋을지 몰랐어요. 그래서 오랫동안 생각했어요.
Okay, read it in Korean again. Yes, I can read it in Korean again. No worries. Let me just go back so that we can see the previous sentences. Okay, so I will read them again one more time. 프랑스에서는 크리스마스에 선물을 줘요. 그래서 또 선물을 준비했어요. So that would be how we actually read those sentences. Sorry, I kind of got stuck for a while. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. You're welcome. So let's go with those two sentences. Also, if you already know the translations to those two sentences, you can comment it down below and I will let you know if this is correct. So let me repeat those sentences out loud. I will be saying them first faster and then after that slower. So if you want to read it with me when it is slower, feel free to do so. 저는 어떤 선물이 좋을지 몰랐어요. 그래서 오랫동안 생각했어요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 저는 어떤 선물이 좋을지 몰랐어요. 그래서 오랫동안 생각했어요. So let's translate everything together. We have 저는, which is I, me, myself, like I mentioned in formal form. We have here 어떤. Does any of you guys know what 어떤 would mean? Comment down below if you guys know the translation to this word. Technically, there is two translations that could actually work in English. Comment down below if you know any of those ones. I will leave you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. What does 어떤 could mean? Comment down below the answer. If you don't know that word, I really suggest you write it down, because this will be a very useful word that you might use quite often. Okay, comment down below if you know the answer. I will leave you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below what 어떤 would mean. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct. It can either mean what or which. So Tiff, you are also correct. So both of them could work. What or which could work. Habitually kind of remember something like that. I think in this case, maybe in some specific cases, but I have never heard of that it means like habitually. Here it's more like what or which. So something specific. Let's think of that. When you want to specify something, right? What, which, this is the translation to that word. So here, we have here, 선물이, so gift, so which or what gift. So that would be how we would translate that part. And then after that, we have 좋을지 몰랐어요. So this is actually a grammar pattern that is specific. We have here from the verb 좋다. Do you guys remember what that means? Comment down below if you guys know what 좋다 would mean. We have seen that verb a lot of times before. Thank you so much for the like, 여러분. So what does 좋다 would mean? Thank you so much for the follow as well. Thank you. 습관적으로. Yes, that would make sense. I know 으로 part is like more like a method or something like that, right? So that would make sense. So comment down below. Do you guys know what the verb 좋다 is? This is 좋아요. 좋아요. So comment down below if you guys know the answers. Like I mentioned, technically there is 3 levels of enjoyment. So the first one, which is 좋다, which in this case would be either to be good or to like in a way that is like, it's more like good, but some Korean people will still use it when they say like something, but it's mostly like, you know, the first level. We have 좋아하다, which is 좋아해요, right? It is to like. A lot of times it will be used for like people or something that you really like. You will be like 좋아해요. And then after that, the third level, right, which is 사랑하다, 사랑해요, to love. But to love is mostly used with people as well. So these would be the 3 level. 좋다, to be likey. Yeah. But here in this context, I feel like it is more to be good. Something good, right? What good gift. Here we have the 지 몰랐어요. So 지 is something, a grammar pattern that is used when this sentence is a negative form. So that is why it has the 지, because 몰랐어요 is actually a verb that is in a negative form from the verb 모르다, to not know. Okay, 몰랐어요, 몰랐어요. Both of them can be said like that. But this verb, you have probably heard it a lot before. It means to not know. So now let's translate that sentence all together, okay? I didn't know what would be a good gift, okay? So she didn't know what would be good as a gift. What could be good as a gift or which gift would be good. Basically, that is how this sentence could be translated. So I, what or which gift, good, didn't know. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So if you have a better way of rephrasing this sentence in English, please feel free to comment down below. Sometimes I struggle with that. I completely understand what this sentence means, but trying to put that into English sometimes is a struggle. Okay, so it's basically saying that she didn't know, right, which gift would be good. Let's go with that. Okay, so let's go with the second sentence down below, which is 그래서 오랫동안 생각했어요. 그래서 I didn't know what would be a good gift to give. Yeah, that could be a great translation. Thank you so much. If you guys want to write that down for that translation, that would be actually perfect. Way better than what I said. Okay, so we have 그래서. Once again, that means so, therefore, or in other words, we have 오랫동안. Do you guys know what that means? Comment down below if you remember what 오랫동안 would mean. We have actually seen 오랜만에 before, but I think it's actually the first time that we are seeing 오랫동안. 오랫동안. Comment down below if you guys know the answer. Thank you so much for the like. Thank you, thank you. So I will give you guys a couple more seconds. I will drink once again a little bit of water, and then after that I will let you guys know. So we actually got some great answers. So you guys are correct. This would actually mean for a long time. Long time and while during, maybe. Yes, that would be actually correct. We can translate that for a long time. But here, let's go and chunk that word down. 오랫 is something that is associated with a long time always. So for example, it will always be paired with another word though. You will never see it like just like that, 오랫. So it would either be with 동안 or 만내. 오랫, long time, something that lasts for a long time. And we have 동안, that is normally for a duration of time. So this word, okay, is always used for a duration of time. So you can say for about a long time, okay? That is another way that you can translate that, but we would just say for a long time in English, right? But 동안 is for a period of time, which would be, right, found just before. So for a long time would be actually the translation to this. Yeah, that would actually be correct, Mio. That would be correct. Sorry about that. 잠시만요. Let me just. 잠시만요. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It's okay. It's not that loud. Thank you so much for being patient. Sometimes my dog just, she is antisocial. So thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So yes, we have here 동안 for a long time, and then we have 생각했어요 from the verb 강아지가 있나요? 네. So we have 생각했어요 from the verb 생각하다, to think. Double shift under here, so we know it isn't the past tense. So therefore, in other words, she thought about it for a long time because she didn't know what would be a great gift for her, I guess, in-laws, right? Because they are, if I'm not mistaken, her boyfriend is French. So her in-laws obviously are French, right? So she didn't know what to give them as a gift because I guess, she doesn't know what is the tradition as French people. And also in Korea, they don't give each other gifts. So that is why she had to think about it for a long time because she had no clue what would be a great gift to give. Okay, so let me repeat those two sentences one more time, and then after that we will jump to the next sentence. But if you have any question once again about those two, please feel free to comment down below. 저는 어떤 선물이 좋을지 몰랐어요. 그래서 오랫동안 생각했어요. So that would be how we would pronounce those two sentences. So let's jump to the next ones.
생각했어요. 가족들이 좋아하는 것에 대해서 생각해 봤어요. 그래서 먼저 서점에서 책을 샀어요.
Okay, so let's repeat those two sentences together. 가족들이 좋아하는 것에 대해서 생각해 봤어요. 그래서 먼저 서점에서 책을 샀어요. So let me repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 가족들이 좋아하는 것에 대해서 생각해 봤어요. 그래서 먼저 서점에서 책을 샀어요. So let's translate. Oh, sorry about that. Let's translate everything together. We have 가족들이. So comment down below what does 가족들이 would mean. Comment down below if you guys know what that would mean. What does 가족들이 would mean? I will leave you guys a couple more seconds, okay, to comment down below the answer. Comment down below what could that mean. Comment down below. I will give you guys a couple more seconds for anyone to be able to comment down below the answer. What does 가족들이 would mean? Comment down below. I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yes, that would be actually correct. We have 가족, which is family. We have 들, that makes it plural, so it's like families. I think in some context we could think of it as family members, like Nas said, but I think in this context it is more like families in general. Okay, so families in general, so that is why she is thinking in plurals, but I think it could work in some context if we are talking about multiple members of one family, but here it is talking as more than one families as a whole. Okay, so let's go with the next one. Also, if you guys already know the translation to this sentence, you can comment down below. We have here 좋아하는. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here as I go live 4 times a week where I study Korean together, just like today. So we have here the verb 좋아하는. So like I mentioned previously, there is 3 levels of enjoyment as I call them. So this will be the second level, right? 좋다, which is 좋아. First level, to be good. We have the second level, which is 좋아하는, to like. Second level, 좋아하다, to like. 좋아해요 is actually the verb in conjugated form. Thank you so much for the follow. So as you guys know, okay, in Korean, we actually can transform verbs into nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. And then we can take we can take adjectives and nouns and turn them into verbs. So here, yes, it was originally a verb that is put more into an adjective here. Okay, so I know this can be confusing, but this is more as an adjective anymore than a verb, because as you guys know, there can technically only be one verb in one sentence. So if there are other originally verbs in one sentence, it is transformed either into nouns, adjectives, or adverbs. So it doesn't have the purpose of a verb anymore, just like here. It is more as an adjective, so something that we like, which would be 고세. Do you guys know what 고세 would be? Comment down below if you guys know what 고세 would be. 고세? What could that mean? Comment down below if you guys know what 고세 would mean. What could that mean? We have seen it a couple of times before in my Korean study live stream. So here, this is actually a noun. So comment down below if you guys know what that would mean. Does any of you guys know? Is it harder? Comment down below if any of you guys know. Even if you don't know, you can still comment and try and guess the meaning of that word based on the sentence. I will be drinking a little bit of water, and after that, I will give you guys the answer. So what could that mean? So yes, technically we have kota would mean a thing. So here, I think it would mean more like something, right? Let me just double check to make sure, because I get confused sometimes with kose like that and the one with like, wait, 잠시만요. I think this one is a location, right? Yes, this one is location, place, and the other one is a thing, so it would mean more like something, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. It doesn't say on neighbor, because got it would be like something, right? but with the e particle. Let me just see on papago to double check. Papago. Yes. Yes, I think it means something, but with the e particle, I just want to make sure. And thing one. Papago is not helping me either. Let me just go over on Google. 다시 한국어 질문. 어떤 것, something, certain things. 잠시만요. I'm trying to see if there is anything that is going to be helping us. So far, not really. So no one is talking about it online, but I'm assuming it means something to with this thing. Yeah, I guess it is something. It doesn't say anywhere what it means with the e particle. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. So yes, I think, oh wait, let me see if there is like translation. Is there any English translation that I can put? 잠시만요. English. 이렇게? Will this work? What the hell is going on? Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Doesn't seem to work out, but 대하다 means about. Yes. Yes, I always forget, but here basically the egg goes with the 대해서. Sorry about that. Sometimes I need to check further. But yes, thank you so much, Ness, for letting us know, right? The e particle goes with 대해, but 것 as a thing means like something, okay? So something families like. That would be how this part would be translated. And then we have 대해서. As you guys probably know, 대해서 is about. And something that is interesting about that is that the about is always after the reason, right? So about something that families like. So the about is after what it is about, basically. So something that you need to remember, right? And also I always keep forgetting that the grammar pattern with 대해서, right, always has the e particle before that with the previous word. So that is why. Thank you so much for reminding me. Sometimes my brain failed to, remember some very basic things. So here, 대해서 is about. Most of the time, also when there is the soft particle, we know that it means like a soft because. So it can also means like, right? But here, it's a cause, right? It's a cause, but it doesn't necessarily say because. So let's think of it as about. And then we have 생각해봤어요. So here we have 생각하다 from the verb to think once again, and 봤어요, which is from the verb 보다, double shield past tense. However, a lot of times the verb 봤어요 can be used as trying to do something. So there is another grammar pattern. There's so many grammar patterns actually with and verb formulations with the verb 보다, but this is one of them. So here it is trying to do something, which is thinking. Okay, so she tried to think about something that families like as gifts. So that would be how this sentence would be conjugated. So families like something about thinking, try to. So that would be how this sentence would be translated. Let's go to this one just right here, which sadly will be the last one for today. However, we will see each other tomorrow as well. So if you want us to continue this Korean podcast together, feel free to join us tomorrow as well. So let's go with the last one just right here, which is 그래서 먼저 서점에서 책을 샀어요. 그래서, so therefore, in other words, okay, it is a connective word. So what does connective words do? They either connect two sentences together or two parts of one sentence together. Most words starting in 그 are connective words and they are always at the beginning of the sentence. So, therefore, in other words, we have 먼저. Does any of you guys remember what 먼저 would mean? Comment down below if you guys know what 먼저 would mean. We have seen it a couple of times before, but not that often. So you might not remember what that means. But comment down below if you know. Thank you so much for the follow. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me as I go live 4 times a week where we study Korean together just like today. So we see each other very, very often and we study also Korean together very, very often. So if you want to join us next time, feel free to follow me. So yes, you guys are actually correct. 먼저 is something that means first. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, thank you. So here, 먼저 first. We can think of it as here, 먼저 first, right? But in this context, it can mean like first place. Okay, the first location that she went to. Okay, that would be how we could translate that. But overall, it means first. We have 서점에서. 서점 is a bookstore. So it is different from 도서관. 도서관 is more like a library where you can, go there and read books. But 서점 is more like a bookstore, so you go there just to buy books, not to read them. Okay, so technically 도서관, it can be both, I think. You can sometimes buy the books, but most of the times it is more like a library, right, that you go there to read. So this is slightly different. We have the eso particle. Once again, that is a location or time particle. Something that you need to remember is that eso particle, there is always an action happening either inside the location or at the location, which in this case would be this verb right here, which is an action that is happening inside the bookstore. So that is something that you need to remember. But if you join my Korean study live streams very often, you will definitely remember that one because we see it like 3 times every day. So yes, eso particle, action happening at the location, which would be in the bookstore. 책을, what does 책 would mean? Comment down below if you know what 책 would mean. If you are more than beginner level, okay, then complete beginner level, you definitely know what 책 would mean. I think it is one of the first Korean words that you will learn in your Korean studies. I don't know why, but this is a word that probably everyone knows by now. So what does 책 would mean? I will leave you guys 5 seconds to comment down below the answer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are actually correct. So 책 would mean book. Once again, we have the 을 particle. I swear today we are seeing so many object particles, right? So why is there 을 after the book? Let me know. I will ask you guys this question now. Why is there a 을 after book? Comment down below the answer. It is the third one we are seeing today, so hopefully you guys understand better what is the object particle by now. So comment down below if you guys remember what I said earlier about object particles. So why is there a 을 after that? Comment down below if you guys know the answer. I will give you guys a couple more seconds because I know that writing that answer might be slightly longer for you guys. So I will give you guys a couple more seconds to comment down below the answer. So why is there a 을 after the 책? Yeah, that could actually work. That could work. You guys are correct. So let me explain for everyone that was not there previously. But the thing to be better to understand object particles, because especially as people that either learned English, right, or native English speaker, this is something that is not in the English language, so it might be harder to understand better. So let me explain quickly. Yeah, that would actually be correct as well. So you guys are, explaining very correctly. So here it is related to the verb 샀어요, which is the verb 사다, to buy or purchase. Thank you so much for the follow. Hi, thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? So double shows under here, so we know it's in the past tense, but this is originally from the verb 사다, to buy or to purchase. As you guys know, this verb cannot stand on its own. So you cannot just say I bought, because someone will say like, okay, but what did you buy? Which would be teker the book. So a lot of especially action verbs, okay, a lot of action verbs need a noun to complete it, because if you say it on its own without anything else, it doesn't make sense. Just like I said, you cannot say just I bought today, because someone will be like, okay, what did you buy? Which would be the book. So that is why you put ul or rul. So rul, depending if it is a consonant or a vowel ending, after the noun to kind of let the person know that it goes together with the verb, because the verb cannot be alone. It needs a noun to complete it. So that is why. It is, I think, the easiest way to explain object particles in an easy way, because the way they explain it, I swear, it's so confusing. It took me so long before I realized that it was just basically a noun that was associated with the verb. As simple as that. So yes, let's continue. Let's translate the whole sentence together. So therefore, in other words, okay, Okay, so therefore, in other words, first at the bookstore, okay, she bought a book. So that would be the translation to that word. So it kind of insinuates that the first place that she went to as well is the bookstore, which is where she bought a book. So therefore, in other words, first at the bookstore, book bought. So that would be the translation to the sentence. So let me repeat together those two sentences. But sadly, that will be the end for today after that. So 가족들이 좋아하는 것에 대해서 생각해 봤어요. 그래서 먼저 서점에서 책을 샀어요. So that would be how we actually pronounce those two sentences as well. Before we go for today, I want to let you guys know that today is the day that you can give me suggestions for Korean Friday tip. So if you guys are new, every Friday I actually thank you so much for the candy bouquet, Plantixo. Thank you. This is so cute. It is so cute. I love candies. Thank you so much. Thank you. So yes, as I was saying, if you guys don't know what is Korean Friday tip, is that every Friday I actually insert in a video one of something that you guys struggle with. So if you guys have anything that you want me to cover for this Korean Friday tip, please feel free to comment down below. Today is the last day that I'm taking requests for the video. Thanks for answering my question in the last video. It helped a lot. You're welcome. Thank you so much for asking the question. Even though I forgot one, I don't know why I forgot one, but hopefully it was still very, very helpful. Thank you so much for requesting it. So do you guys have anything that you struggle with that you want me to make a video about it? This is literally the only opportunity that you guys have to basically have custom made videos for something that you struggle with in Korean that might help others. So if there is anything, please feel free to comment down below right now. I will write it down and choose one of those for this Friday Korean Friday tip. Also, I was thinking of the emoji of the week. Let's go with the snowflake as well. So this week, not Korean, oh my god, sorry about that, I'm talking too much, but this week emoji will also be the snowflakes. So comment down below if there is anything that you want me to cover for this Korean Friday tip. If no one has anything that they want me to, whether it is grammar pattern, words, anything in Korean that you struggle with, you can let me know. Also in DMs, if you are too shy to comment down below right now, you can always DM me about it. and I will make a video about it. If no one has any suggestions, I will actually find something myself that I think you guys will enjoy. But so far, each time I have done it, I have only made videos about what you guys requested. So I would be, very, very happy if anyone has anything they want me to cover for this Korean Friday tip. And also, I just want to mention to you guys quickly that if you need a little bit of structure in your Korean studies, I also have a free Korean study planner. So a free 30 days Korean study planner, which you can improve a little bit of each skill in those 30 days. So if you want it, it is free and it is linked in my description. So if you want, you can just register and you will get it by email right away. So if you want to start, your studies today, feel free to go grab that free 30 days Korean study planner that helped like more than 100 people. It's crazy. You guys, I think you enjoyed that planner a lot. I'm so glad, to be able to help you guys in your Korean studies in any way that I can. So if you're interested to get that, feel free to go grab it. The link in my description. So do you guys have any questions before the end of today? If not, that will be the end. Also, if you have any things that you want me to cover for this Korean Friday tips, please feel free to let me know now. If not, I will pick something myself. Thank you so much for the follow. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here as I go live 4 times a week. We're study Korean together just like today. So we will see each other tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST time zone. There are more forms from I or you, so maybe you could explain differences. Okay, thank you. I will take a screenshot of that. Thank you so much for that idea. This is actually very, very interesting because I feel like there are so many ways to say I or you in Korean, so that could be great to explain them all so you don't get confused about them anymore. Thank you so much for the recommendations. That might be, stay tuned for this Friday, but this might be the subject. Thank you so much for the follow as well. So sadly, I have to go for today, but tomorrow it's going to be at 1 p.m. EST time zone, which is in about 2 hours from your time zone. I need help with Rago. So I actually made a video about it about a month ago. So if you are interested, you can go watch it as well. I think it was in one of my Korean Friday tip, if I'm not mistaken. But it was about 1 month and a half ago. So if you want to watch that videos, I made one about Rago as well. So thank you so much for joining. I have to go for today, but I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you so much for suggesting it, even though, I had made a video about it, but that could have been a great subject as well. So I will have to go, but we will see each other, okay, tomorrow. If you guys can make it. Thank you so much again for everyone that was able to join today. I'm very, very grateful for all of our supakaling chingu. And remember, this emoji for the week is the snowflake. So next time you see one of my videos in your For You page or that you join one of my Korean study live streams, you can just comment that emoji. And I will note that you guys, we're here today in this Korean study live stream, so it changes each week. So make sure to join, each week one of my Korean study live streams to be aware of what is the emoji of the week. So it is like a secret code that we have between each other, so no one will be able to understand the meaning behind that besides us. So thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for being here. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. So I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. 안녕히 계세요, 여러분. 내일 봐요. 고마워요. 좋은 하루 보내세요. 안녕. 안녕.